All right, folks, I greet you. Good afternoon. Welcome to another program in the series, Journalist Hangout on a Sunday. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Today on the program, Kwam One bows to pressure, begs for forgiveness over airport misconduct. Sule Lamido wants PDP to sack Wike, Autumn, and others for alleged anti-party activities, says former President Goodluck Jonathan is best choice for the party's presidential ticket. And later on, we'll share this with you. As part of fact-finding mission on boosting agriculture productivity, TVC News' Babajide Kolade Utitoju BKO toured one of the facilities of Origin Tech Group, a Nigerian agri-tech and food systems company, gaining exclusive access to its cutting-edge equipment and interviewing the CEO, Joseph Samuel. Well, let me report I'm hanging out with the one, the only Babajide Kolade Utitoju, BKO, team leader I call him. I greet you.
Thank you, Citizen.
BKO, we are joined by the proud Osun boy, Dikbo, or Oladikbo, Dotun Oladikbo, I beg your pardon.
Thank you, sir, for having me on the show.
Dotun begins with a D. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so
you,
the show, with the team is ready. I hope you are. All right, folks, let's go. You know, intemperance in adults refers to a system of moderation or self-control, often manifested in excessive indulgence or unrestrained behavior. Popular music maestro King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, a.k.a. Kwam One, stole the headlines recently. The renowned musician had caused an ugly incident at the Abuja airport on the 5th of August. A pertinent Kwam One has tendered an unreserved apology to the Presidency, Aviation Ministry, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, and Value Jet Airline over his unruly behavior. To err, they say, is human. To forgive, divine, BKO.
Yes, it's up to the Nigerian authorities to forgive, but they also must bear in mind that the whole world is watching.
Oh, yeah.
You see, when these kind of things happen in the full glare of the public, there's nothing you can hide anymore. The video has been seen all over the world.
Pictures don't tell lies.
Globally, they will be looking at Nigeria, because what happened is an unusual one. I've not seen where this sort of thing happened. Except you are a terrorist. You stand before an aircraft and say the aircraft must not fly.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like this. You see, it was a case of madness on the part of Kwam One and on the part of the pilots, because that pilot could easily have killed him. We could easily have killed him. It's irresponsible to attempt to move your jet without ascertaining that no one is around, within the vicinity of the aircraft.
Or being officially cleared.
Yes, it's against aviation rules to do that. And I've not seen a single pilot, a retired pilot, who came out to support what the pilot did, because it was pure madness on display. Yes, Kwam One, being a self-regarding individual, must have felt, oh, I'm too big to be challenged, I'm too big to be told don't do this. But you do not then proceed to try to even up with him through another illegality that could easily have taken his life. We are happy today because he managed to emerge out of that piece of madness with his life intact. What if the aircraft wing had knocked him off? He would have been killed. And if it was a bigger aircraft, those Boeings, one will have been sucked off by the engine.
The engine, yeah. Yeah.
Because they always tell you, don't move close. And once the aircraft stops, they put a barrier in front so that you don't stand in front of it. With the aircraft engine running, you can't stand in front of the engine. It could just have been sucked off. What are you trying to prove? Even if that, what you are carrying was a life-saving water, and not alcohol, as some people suggested, the aviation protocol suggests that you must obey instructions handed down by the pilot and his crew.
That's it. That's it.
And if you, as the sort of person who will not take the instruction, they could impose a flight ban, which will even be beyond value, beyond even Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I can see why he is apologizing. He knows that even the people who like him at the presidency, some of us who like him, we were ashamed of his conduct.
Yeah.
So, and to be on their good book, he also knows that he has to apologize. But he must also realize that what he did elsewhere, he could have been fired at. If it was in South Africa that he did that, they will have opened fire on him. We won't be arguing like this now. If it was somewhere else, they would treat him purely as a terrorist and his life would be taken.
Not to
do you remember the case of the guy, the Brazilian also, who was killed inside a train in the UK?
Okay.
They thought he meant harm in the aftermath of 9/11. Meanwhile, this guy meant no harm. But they took his life all the same. We must not create a situation in which people will see us in Nigeria as people whose airports are not safe. Yeah. We are just trying to come out of years of mess, and then this happened. So I'm happy that they've said that their investigations are still continuing. Yeah. I listened to one audio clip in which he was even still threatening the owner of the airline. What has Kunle Shoname done? He's just a Nigerian who has invested outside of our country and felt like investing in his country too. He runs the best organized football club in Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. Now.
Yes. With stadium hosted, everything that supports sports science. So there's no reason for anyone to threaten Shoname, because his own people, his workers, chose to follow the law. You don't take water into the aircraft. Even abroad, some of the airlines will provide water for you. Yeah, you pick it as you are.
You are still
as you are descending the ramp into the aircraft. You pick that bottle. They don't allow you to take your own water in. So they've done nothing wrong.
Dipo, but again, at a time like this, you expect things to come by way of defense. Kwam one is telling you and I that he is dehydrated, and so on medical advice, I'm asked to take water and so on. But this was a different scenario.
BQ has said it all. Water is provided at every point to boarding.
Okay.
You can be in the lounge, take some water. It doesn't take up to 20 minutes to board. In between the lounge and the boarding point, you don't need the water. But what I've seen, and from other videos, has been the fact that in the past, this thing had been allowed. Even on his own YouTube channel, you will see him taking water on board the same value jet and Arike. Those two, they allowed it. So that shows that there is still this big manism that attends to things that we do in this country. And it must stop now.
And that was why you felt entitled.
Yes. In fact, there was a day I was trying to fly from Abuja. There was a drink inside my checked-in. They asked me to come and take it out because it was a can. They said if it had been a plastic bottle, it would have been allowed. And then you are allowing somebody, but
they had indulged them over the years.
Yes, that's what has happened. So he feels entitled. But beyond all of that, I'm also beginning to feel for the man. And at the same time, the pilot. But like PKO said, the international community is watching us. No matter what we think, some sanity must attend to this. We must, because already we've had, he missed the show in Abuja. He's missing one in the US today. Another one is in Canada before the end of the month. And then that pilot.
There are repercussions.
Yes, and that pilot Even, you know, I showed you a video before we started.
Yeah.
You'll see that the Sakol people came and pulled out the wedge from under the aircraft and told her, you are in the queue for takeoff.
Cleared, yeah.
She was scared. But even at that, like BKO said, she should have used her discretion at that point, because I know.
Seeing that people are around the
Yes,
airport.
and everybody knows that once you put a flight on a queue for takeoff, every other person behind will stay until when that flight takes off.
Yeah.
So, and like she said in what she wrote, that's the pilot now, Lunati Ogoyi. They were delayed for 40 minutes. And 40 minutes for somebody who runs a business
It's a long time in aviation.
Because somebody in the aviation told me years back that the only way you can make profit is when your aircraft is not on the ground. That's why they created several engines, so that as you are finishing with one, you can switch over to the other one. That's the only way you can make profit, marginally at that. So it means every minute wasted counts.
But a little word here for people who are in the limelight. Kwamwon is an opinion leader. You know, youths look up to him.
Yes.
And
that comes with a high sense of responsibility.
Yes, it is not everybody who is in the limelight that will behave like this. There are people that once you call somebody and say, speak with him, they know that he's going to hear what that person says.
Right.
And that is important.
But
you must always have somebody.
People should never feel too big and too arrogant to be spoken to.
Exactly.
All this, don't you know who I am? Absolute rubbish. Who are you? Before God, we were created equal. So respect our laws. Respect our laws.
For that matter, too big to obey laws.
No. They can't do those things outside Nigeria.
They can't now.
Our country is where people think they can trample on the laws.
Journalists
and then they'll be apologizing
can
later.
tell you
Go and sit down.
authoritatively that Kwamwon has apologized. So I hope the lesson is taken. It is learned and it is taken. Okay, then, to our next story. You know, the plea to all humans is this: strive not to be a success, but be a person of value. The late Mahatma Gandhi takes it a notch higher. He said, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Now, Governor Peter Mba is all of these and more in his Enugu State. Beg your pardon. The Anglican Bishop of Oji River, Right Reverend Ike Egbono, has passed the verdict of excellence on the Enugu State Chief Executive Peter Ndubuisi Mba. He confessed the governor was doing crazy things in his domain. To the bishop, Mba is a personification of the party. Let's hear the bishop first of all. Let's go there.
I am praying for Governor Peter Mba almost every day, because I see a man whose intention is to work for his people. That is my own view. From I don't know, I've not seen him for once, I've not seen him before. But that's my own analysis of what I see happen in Enugu State. So you wouldn't say I'm campaigning for him. I have never met him one-on-one before. I've not spoken on phone before. I only see what he does. But I am in Enugu State. And because I am here, I am already a member, I am already an Enugu man, and I will die in Enugu State. And so what happens here is my concern. A man that is building 200 and something schools at once. It's crazy. Hello? That is madness. Building 200 and something schools, 200 and something clinic at the same time, building road at the same time. And when I look at him from a distance, I pray for him, that God will give him wisdom to continue. And last week, I was somewhere in Mbise. I met one of his very close friends, who was the chancellor of the diocese. He was sharing with me his plans for Enugu State. My heart went out for him. This guy is a man I trust his testimonies. He's a man I trust his competence. He was telling me what the plan the man has for Enugu State. So I said to myself, whether he's in PDP or APC, we'll support him. Amen? Hallelujah. We'll go with him because the man is working. If you ask me, in the eastern Nigeria, I think Peter Mba and Oti of Abia State are the only governors we have around. The rest will have to wake up. Amen? Can I go ahead? Hello? Now, why am I praying for him? I know that if God will change our lives, we need him. If he goes mine, if he goes malady, that is, if his head goes north and it turns now and start eating the state money, of course, you will do nothing about it. You only cry and complain and you will do nothing. Hello? So we need to pray for him, and let me also pray for him now. May God help him with wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and health, and his family. In the name of Jesus Christ.
Dr. My Lord the Bishop has spoken. Can we controvert him?
Well, I am not sure there will be too many people who will be willing to do so. Especially when, if we use the media as a gauge, it's a barometer on this.
Yeah.
Because even in places like Lagos, where you think that, or where we see that things are working up to some acceptable level, we still see the opposition coming up to say government is lagging or lacking behind. I mean, lacking in certain areas, governance is not in this area and all the rest. But in Enugu, what we have seen in the last few months have been people who many thought will run against him again in 2027, saying they are returning to his party, the People's Democratic Party, or firmly saying they are not standing against him for the election.
For me, he
like a one-man show.
Yeah, he gained attention when at the beginning he dared the IPOB and this sit-at-home thing, every Monday sit-at-home, and allowed students to write exams.
Yes, he did very well in that area, extremely well.
Yeah.
But, that we may not be able to say we have physically seen. But what the bishop spoke of here are things that people can see.
Oh, yeah.
You can see
200 schools
at once.
Health centers at once.
At once.
The bishop,
it's massive.
Please, let me quote him. It is crazy.
Yes.
Craziness, if you understand.
In governance. And
he's using the word craziness as a loose term.
Yes. That's, it's an ambition.
Yeah.
And somebody wants to achieve something crazy in the eyes of the people. That's what he's doing. Yeah. Especially with the economy. He wants to drive a 30 billion naira economy. How do you do that in a state that a lot of people in the past are seen as a civil service state?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Enugu.
To want to drive a $30 billion economy. And where people are saying state airlines are not profitable, he has told them categorically that he wants to run a state airline and how it is profitable to the state. He has mapped it all out. And he's not just saying, for the sake of it, I want to have an airline, but I want to do it, and this is the way it's going to contribute to the growth of the economy.
Yeah, Dr. BKO can, can parrot that down the road. Leadership is not a rocket science. Good leadership.
Yeah, it's about preparing for leadership. It's about vigorously pursuing and implementing your ideas that you are convinced in your heart will change the fortunes of the state. Enugu metropolis was ill-reputed for lack of water. The first big problem this governor addressed was to solve the problem of water. He had to look at the reticulation map for water supply in the state. And some of those pipelines were already too weak and unable to take the volume.
Rusty.
Yes, were already too rusty to take the volume of water being pumped. So they had to change some of them. But he changed the narrative. Within a short time, the people of Enugu began to enjoy public piped water supply.
The pipe started running again.
Yes. That was what shocked them and made it clear to everyone that this person is a governor with a difference. So, and then they moved to other things. Education to be the priority of any serious government.
Oh, yeah.
This man came and said, okay, I'm going to build smart schools in all the political wards of the state. And that was where the idea of 260 smart schools came about. People will say, oh, the success is exaggerated, but I've seen those schools. I've been to Enugu. When we had a media chat with him, I saw those schools tastefully delivered. All we can ask for is make sure that the teachers are properly trained.
Yeah.
Make sure they are in tune with modern modules of instruction.
Millennium demands. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, modern modules of instruction. Because you can have excellent schools, but the quality of instruction may not be good enough. So that's why I'm concerned, because it's the quality of instruction that will deliver world beaters out of those schools. And that's what we want to see. So you see, he's also built 141 urban roads in 13 zones. He carved the state into 13 zones. Urban roads being built in 141 different parts.
All of this in his first 2 years, you know.
Yes, yes. And a lot of people are wondering, how is he able to do it? I can tell you, yes, states are getting more resources now than before. I know states that get on the average now 63 billion naira. One state from the south. But you must also be creative. As a governor, you can have all that money and not know what to do with it. When Nigeria was in that state before, we said, our problem was not money, but what to do with money. Yes. So if you are focusing on it, there's no area that is not focusing on. Even the state-owned oil palm company, he has revived it, working with the private sector, because Enugu State and some of the states around it should be able to provide enough palm oil that our country needs.
To cater to the needs of
but
a
lot of those centers of excellence in agriculture have been abandoned. So it's trying to revive the oil palm company, bringing in the private sector. So there's no area that you will not see a imprint. You need to see, in terms of even security, what is done in the area of security. From his office, you can see what's happening in all parts of the state. Their own control room, Enugu's control room, is the best I've seen in Nigeria.
The command center.
The command center is the best I've seen in Nigeria in terms of the sheer size. I've seen it in many places. Kano, Zamfara, you know.
Yeah.
But that of Enugu, if you enter the building, is as big as our studio here in terms of the height. And you can see technology can help you protect your people. That's why it's invested so much on the use of technology to secure the state. So there's so much that we can talk about that this governor has done. But I think, too, that when you work for your people, and it is evident, all categories of people will see your work. You can see clerics now saying, look, this man is the party. He's not, you know what it means? He's trying to say that everything revolves around him. Almost like what Louis XVI was the one who said, let's start Semwa. I am the state. So he's saying that Umba is the party.
Oh, yes.
Whichever party decides to run on is the party.
And you know, gentlemen, three cities come to mind here. Kaduna for the old northern region, Ibadan, old western region, Enugu, old eastern
capital
region.
Of the east. It's capital of the east.
So
a lot of the big people from the southeast, they have houses in Enugu.
Okay. So
you know, it's a well-planned city, and they still have emotional and nostalgic attachment to
and of course, I cannot forget that coal in Nigeria of yore came from there.
Yes.
All right, then.
We abandon coal. South Africa generates in excess of 50%, 50,000 megawatts.
From
and
coal.
it's from coal.
Okay, choice. The choices we make.
Right, yes.
Okay, then, our next story. You know, a mandatory drug testing refers to the systemic process of testing individuals for the presence of illicit substances as a prerequisite for the employment, school attendance, or participation in sports. No, the exercise is carried out in many countries around the world, we can tell you. So the federal government is set to introduce the compulsory drug testing for undergraduates. The Ministry of Education, in conjunction with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have agreed to start the process for students in tertiary institutions across the country. The chairman of the NDLEA, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, says, quote him, drug abuse among students posed a national security, end quote.
Yeah, it's a national security issue.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of these young people, that's where their characters are formed. That's where it's in school. Tertiary institution is where some students first experience what it means to be free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, okay, somebody who had always lived...
Freedom to be you.
Yeah, to be who you are.
Yeah.
Someone who had always been under his parents, he cannot go out unless they know where he's going, you know. Suddenly he's in school on his own.
On his own.
Decides.
Takes his decisions.
Takes his decisions without asking anyone whether it makes sense or not.
Yeah.
He joins bad company, the kind of people that he cannot bring to his father's house. In school, he brings them to his room. They learn to do things together. They go out. They go out to party and take to drugs. We must do whatever it takes to reduce the incidence of illicit drug use amongst our young people.
And
but
please,
once they get so used to it,
add substance abuse.
That's
also,
why I say illicit drug use.
Drugs, substance. You know, when you say illicit drugs,
yes,
the mind of the everyday Nigerian will go to Igbo, Indian hemp, and stuff. But they abuse all sorts.
You are right.
All sorts.
You are right. Even dumb law solution.
So many
people,
all sorts.
Yes.
And they sniff terrible things.
So
printable things.
The point. Let's go back to what you were saying. The point is, Marwa and his team, they are doing a good job.
Oh, yeah. On
a larger scale, but from infancy, we must defeat illicit drug use. This is my opinion. If we don't do that, they get so used to it that you cannot take it off them. If you are a smoker, your parents discover early. They will make moves to make sure that they relieve you of it. But if you have gone too deep into it, because these things are very addictive.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get too deep into it, it becomes a problem. Try to get a chain smoker, to give it up. Even at the risk of losing his life, he will still want to smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of schools, I know some schools, for example, where they will test you as you are entering the school premises.
From the gate.
Yes, they take you straight.
Some are kicking against it at some point.
They take you straight. The Redeemed Churches University in Ede, for example, they take your word straight to the sick bay. You will test him for his urine to know whether he has, whether he's guilty of substance use and all that.
System, yeah.
And I remember a case of some boys who had just finished their exam and they went into town to smoke and all that. As they were coming, sneaking back into the campus, they took them straight to the sick bay. They were denied their certificate that year.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is what the school has made it clear that, look, we have zero tolerance for drug use, drug abuse. So anyone sending his child to that school will tell him, look, you must never be in a situation in which you are caught abusing substance, because you will lose your admission straight away. You'll be sent home, and your parents will be put to shame. Because before sending you packing, they will invite your parent.
Oh, yeah.
So your parent will see why this is done.
Come and see you, come and hear.
I believe that even political leaders, those who want to contest elections, this should be extended to them too.
Oh, yeah.
Let's know whether these people are drug addicts and all that, so that when they get into office, we won't now be wondering whether their actions were instigated by the fact that they are just smoking their hemp. You know, so it should be extended, not just, I know that Marwa suggested it some time ago.
Yeah.
I think Marwa deserves our support.
He
Senators, governors, House of Reps members, none of them should be substance abusers. And there should be routine checks to determine whether they are also they also take it. We need people with clear heads, people with their sanities firmly in place to run our country.
Doctor, when I started broadcasting in, please don't think I'm trying to intimidate you. In 1974, the late Ishola Folorunso was my second controller of programs. I used to smoke. The man got into the studio, sniffed cigarette, and sent me out. That was the Radio Nigeria. And I gave up smoking on Friday, April 11, 1980. I have not smoked ever since. I don't need
That's a good one.
I don't know.
The issue is now even so alarming. You know, before I came into the studio, I got a statement from the NDLEA. The founder, the ones that they refer to as general overseer of a church here in Lagos, who has been on the run for about 2 years
Otio.
for inter-boundary drug trade, was caught last week. A general overseer.
G.O.
Yes, G.O.
Oh.
So that's how bad it is now. You know, for us to have had years back a 14.4% prevalence of drug abuse, substance abuse is huge. Meaning that at the time we had over 14.3 million Nigerians abusing.
To think that a few years back we were just a transit center.
Yeah.
Today we have become.
You know, it's even so bad.
Yeah.
It has degenerated so much now that about 2 weeks ago, 2 northern states banned students in secondary schools from having what they call end of year, when they finish their
sign out.
Yes, that's the language. Sign out.
Yeah.
They banned the sign out because once these students go out for this sign out, which in the first place they used to hold on the school premises, but which schools now said no, you can't do. They now take it out. That even the ones that they do outside of the school, secondary school, they should stop it because that's what they do there. Secondary school. And that's why
they will be signing in northern Nigeria. They will be signing on top of the breasts of female students.
Yeah. After taking some good substance.
Remember, former President Obasanjo had a running battle with a top flight politician from one of the neighboring states here. You know, remember?
So it's good. It's a good fight. Yes, over this matter. That's why I said what he has talked about, it should cut across. It shouldn't be for people entering into university. Even secondary school students now need that. Politicians. Some states have agreed that once they pick their nominees for positions, they should go through screening. Because this is important. It's important. And once we lose this battle, then we are gone.
Yes.
Because at this level now, if we cannot control it, we have moved from being a transit point to people who actually trade in it, and then the level of abuse.
Note that sports made a big show of it when that great sprinter, you remember the Canadian sprinter,
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson,
Yes, Ben Johnson.
had problems with drug enhancement.
Performance enhancement.
Performance
Just
enhancement,
yes.
you know. So
Steroids. Anabolic steroids.
yes, yes.
And it's part of it. I was told of a secondary school where there is a particular chap that is always leading in their sports.
Okay.
It could be relay, the 100 meters dash. He's always the one that the house will give it to. Just one tablet of tramadol, and it's good to go. So that's why we should not even wait to the university level. Even at the secondary school level, we should start checking these things. It's very important.
From here, we
It's not
can
a
say
big deal to children anymore.
Yes.
To smoke
No,
in their
time is of the essence. Time is
really.
of the essence.
You need to move quickly.
Okay, let's go to our next story. You know, one stroke of nature, we are always warned, will rubbish man's ingenuity. As rain continues to pound parts of the country, the Nigeria Hydrological Services has warned that heavy flooding will hit 198 local government areas in 31 states, plus the FCT. The natural phenomenon is forecast to occur between the 7th and 21st of August. Now, a statement by the agency has listed the states in question. If we can, we'll let you know. But government has done its part. The citizens must fulfill their own part. Need we say more, BKO?
Yes, and I'm really scared for this state this year, because what we've seen in Adama, what we've seen in Niger, you know, I'm really scared. And I know that for some of the states, especially northern Nigeria, we've not seen the worst yet, because the rainy season doesn't peak early like us, because they experience delayed rainfall, and suddenly states like Katsina, for example, I'm worried about those. Let me see some of the states that we talked about. They are saying that the deadliest flood we've had so far this year killed more than 200 people. That was in Mokwa. And
Niger.
Yes. Thousands of people displaced. We have not solved that problem. People are still in IDP camp. And then in April, at least 13 people were killed in Kwara State, including 3 on the canoe that capsized on the flooded river, and rice fields were destroyed in the process. According to NEMA's dashboard, no fewer than 165 persons have died, 82 missing, and 119,791 persons have been affected by this year's flood. 138 persons sustained injuries, 43,936 displaced, 8,594 houses submerged, 8,274 farmlands destroyed across the 43 local governments in 19 states. So this year, the floods have affected 134,435 people across 20 states and 47 local governments. So you will see that even food security is endangered, because when flood wipes away rice fields,
it doesn't spare anything.
What do people eat? So we some of these problems are man-made. For example, people building on floodplains, and they're always reluctant to leave. Even the problem of flooding that we experienced in Borno State last year, part of it was man-made. Yes, a dam broke. When a dam breaks, everything in its path is in trouble. But there were people built on floodplains, which worsened the situation.
Blocking passage, water passage.
Water needs its natural path to flow. But when you go and build on them, it will worsen the problem. And then tree felling. People don't know that these trees are our first barrier.
Yes. against nature.
Against this kind of natural disaster. So even trees are barriers against flooding. But people are felling trees indiscriminately. They want to make charcoal and all that. It leaves us exposed when floods happen. And then, of course, you and I know the problem of global warming. It is there.
Oh, yeah.
The weather pattern is irregular. We can't even explain it. Do you know, a friend of mine came to see me yesterday, Bamdele, and he was saying, everywhere is so cold. We were out around 8 p.m. It felt like Harmattan. It was very cold. So these irregular weather patterns were not known to us before now. But these are effects of
but countries across the world are reporting extreme weather, you know, as we sit here.
Yes, they are all resulting from global warming and the danger that they pose to our world. So I expect NEMA to be on top of his game, and our people too should move when they are told to move to highland. Live where you are. It's just a temporary measure.
Okay.
Go to higher planes so that at least you can save your life. Because when these things happen, look at children being evacuated.
Oh yeah.
You know, you may not even be able to save your own life, not to talk of saving the life of your children.
Doctor, you know, at this point, I think journalists Hangout must plead with Nigerians. This mantra of "it is not my portion" does not stand any ground here. The warning has been sent out, so let us do our own part. Exactly. Because nature must do its own part.
Its own part. Yeah, BQ has listed out the factors responsible for this. It is now for us to talk to ourselves. What role are we to play? He has listed some of them also. We cannot leave everything to God. Like some people will say, every prayer that is 100% dependent on God for actualization is a useless prayer.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Useless one. So we must do our part. Even here, there was a day here in Lagos some years back, in front of an estate, and I came out after the rain. The number of water bottles I saw within a small stretch, I can say was over 5,000. Meaning that some people, as soon as it started raining, threw it into the channel.
To water channel.
To evacuate
and then
waste.
We are now saying that there shouldn't be flooding. There will be. Because there is nothing we can do to it. That is not dependent on God again. It is humans. We need to do our own part. And like he said, we are just starting. The natural ones the ones that we know that will still come, they've not come yet. It's just rain now. When the dams are opened, Lagdo especially, which is in Cameroon, because you can't stop them from opening it.
Yeah.
That is when we're now going to see the real trouble we are in. People should stop this. They should stop building on water channels.
Yeah.
When the government comes and demolishes a certain part, please don't go back there. When you are ready to build, ask questions.
Yes.
Don't ask questions from the person who sold the land to you. Go to the local government. And I'll use an example here.
Yeah.
My dad got a land in the village. And then the person who sold it to him said, yes, you can take it up to that point. My dad went to check with the local government. Sir, if he had built that way, our parlor would have been a passage onto Osogbo Expressway. Because it was right inside it. They told him to build into. It's a major way now that government has constructed in Osun State. But that's the way they sell you land. Before you pay, go and check. Some states have made it so easy now.
Get all your approvals.
You go and get your approvals. They will tell you up to the point that this is not even a government acquirable land.
Yeah.
They do up to that now. Not to talk of telling you where your water channel should go and all of this.
Doctor, recall that in his first coming as Minister of the FCT, the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, made to demolish buildings across a channel at
Yes.
Abuja. I was there when the house of the IGP at the time,
Yes.
Muslim Smith, went down.
Well, yes.
And people
That's the way it should
kept
be.
saying, which one?
That's the way it should be.
Where is this coming from?
Because
You know?
even here in Lagos, it's been done.
Oh, yes.
Even in areas where people were shouting, this is an ethnic thing, it was done. If that had not been done, you can imagine what the fate of our international airport will be. So we
Okay.
need to follow the rules. It's important at every point in time. That's the
And
starting
our
point.
business here is to parrot these things. Government is warning for the last time.
And
for
this
this-
Lago Dam, our government must build collector dams.
Yes,
It has been suggested a long time
Long
ago.
time ago.
Build collector dams along its path so that it will limit the damage that it causes to
impact.
farmlands and
Oh,
to our
yeah.
people.
And then make it useful to farmers.
Yes.
Make it useful to
Okay,
farmers.
dear viewer, nature must do its job, but we have been warned to do our own. This so-called August break, no deal.
Hey, no deal. People should look out at what is happening in New York and New Jersey now. Despite the fact that those are well-planned cities.
Yeah,
You know?
okay. All right, let's go to our next story. The late British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, I'm sure you remember him, said, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, while the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. This saying sums up what's playing out in our jurisdiction today. It is revealed that Nigerian used car market booms as more owners sell off private vehicles. It's easy to adduce that soaring living costs, high exchange rates, and rising import tariffs are pushing foreign used vehicles out of reach for many Nigerians. Very interesting that Nigerian used cars are becoming the popular option. Deepo, are you shocked? Are you surprised at this?
Well, maybe a few things are changing. A few things are changing.
Things change,
And the reality we have today is we must cut on what we spend on the things that are not going to contribute to our economic well-being.
Okay.
A lot of people see vehicles as status symbol,
Yeah.
but it is not. It is something that is supposed to move you from one point
To another.
to another in a manner that is sustainable vis-a-vis your own economic realities. Some people buy vehicles to show off. I drive and call a big name. Or they want to arrive somewhere and hold the car key, let people see.
Sorry, you remember where this I better pass my neighbor started?
Of course. It's fuel consumption that chased us to that. So, now the reality is there. Before, unlike other countries, we were not paying the exact duties
Okay.
when vehicles come in. Some had a way of running through the system to get waivers. But now, the reality has dawned on us. The government is saying waivers cannot just be granted by anybody. Some vehicles, the payment on them from taxes to all the rest to enter into the country could have bought you 2 vehicles in the past. Big ones at that. So-
because you are going for a one in town car.
So what we are trying to do now is that let me cut my coat according to the available cloth,
Yeah.
not even the size. Because if we don't, we are going to run into trouble easily. vehicles that were bought for 10 million some 3-4 years ago now cost about 50 million, 60 million. And then does it make any sense to invest 60 million in a vehicle that is just for day-to-day use? It doesn't. That, in my own opinion, is one side of it.
Yeah.
Number two is the fact that we have seen that it is possible to use a vehicle that is 15 years old when you get a good
replacement.
No, a good mechanic.
Okay.
Somebody who can ensure that at every point in time
you keep the vehicle on the road.
Keep on the road. Don't let your vehicles get to the point where you have to practically change everything in it before you take it to your mechanic.
Yeah.
I say to people, your vehicle is like your body. If you have a headache today, you keep it in your body. You have malaria tomorrow, you keep it in your body. You have typhoid, you keep it there. There will come a day the body will break down completely.
Yeah.
And then you now need a huge sum.
You left it unattended
to. You now need a huge sum to replace it. So these days people find it easy to say, okay, this person wants to sell this car locally for this much. Let's assume, worst case scenario, the engine is bad. Then he goes for a new engine and puts it inside. And then there is what they now call enhancements of the body. You can decide that this is a 2010 car. You go and buy the 2018 body and put in front.
Doctor,
and it lifts you.
It's a matter of deep regret that we have come this way. We are here today.
Yes.
Officially, years ago, the official vehicle was a Peugeot.
Yes.
And we had the Volkswagen of Nigeria here, Peugeot Automobile. We had the Leyland factory here.
Exactly, in Ibadan.
We had Anamco in Enugu, for big trucks
I
and
was
so
going to come to that.
We dropped the ball.
Yes, it's teaching us a sense.
Well, our currency is weaker than the currencies of our neighbors. That is a big problem now.
Oh, yeah.
Farmers and their middlemen here, prefer to sell produce from Nigeria to their customers from Niger Republic, from Cameroon, because their currency is stronger than ours. Now, what we are seeing playing out before our eyes is because of the exchange rate differentials, imported vehicles are slipping gradually through the fingers of Nigerians. Not many Nigerians can afford those imported vehicles. They are very costly now. A lot of people are traveling abroad and they are selling their used cars. They are selling their used cars. So people would rather buy those Nigerian used cars than go for the imported alternative that is very expensive. Even with what the NCS has done, the customs, they've replaced the 1% comprehensive import supervision scheme charge. They've replaced it with a 4% fee, which to them is something that they have to do to fund their operations. But it has inevitably driven up the price of imported vehicles. So more and more people are finding it difficult to buy imported vehicles. Even the importation of Tokumbo vehicles has even gone down because these things respond to demand, whether we like it or not. So the Nigerian car dealers are reporting that foreigners, that's people from Niger, from Cameroon, Togo, they are coming to Nigeria now to buy used Nigerian cars because their currency is strong.
Comparatively.
So yes, the demand from them for used Nigerian cars is outstripping the demand from fellow Nigerians, from the rest of us. So everything has to do with the currency. That was why I was saying some time ago that the CBN governor, as far as I'm concerned, I do not agree that this is the right value of our currency. They may argue with me, well, that's their problem. For me, I believe that our currency...
The naira is undervalued.
Yes, our currency must strive to be stronger than its present value, because that is where the whole problem stems from.
All right.
If we make our currency stronger, more people will be able to afford those used cars, foreign used cars. But now, they have no choice. They are opting for the cheaper alternative. And with people traveling abroad, more and more of them, even people who are facing difficulties, they are selling their properties.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the market for the used Nigerian car is now thriving compared to the market for the used foreign cars.
All right. Well, we must go on a commercial break now. We should be back very shortly. Don't go away. This is still Journalist Hangout on a Sunday. Thank you.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, Guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
In the heart of Africa's largest economy, a silent transformation is unfolding. At the center of it all is Konga Group, an ecosystem of innovation, commerce, and capability.
Our goal was simple, yet ambitious: to build robust infrastructure that simply connects our customers and our merchants, offering our customers greater variety while creating wealth and new opportunities for our merchants.
Our edge isn't just tech, it's about national execution every day.
Konga Health, where science meets beauty.
We are the engine behind Konga's nationwide delivery power.
We are redefining commerce in Nigeria, connecting millions of buyers and sellers through a secure, trusted, and scalable marketplace.
Konga Corporates serves the needs of corporates, delivered at the right price, at the right time, with peace of mind.
Konga Pay, a fintech built on integrity for seamless transactions for merchants and everyone.
Konga Radio and TV, connecting brands to their target audience and markets.
With Konga, what can't you do? Konga Group, the e-commerce group you trust.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy, and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange, and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates, and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy, and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV station of the year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security. we are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The Senate has summoned the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to properly brief the Senate regarding the state of the economy.
What I will never take is threat.
Let's now bring you more development from Ibadan, the Enugu State capital, where an explosion has taken place. Tell us about this incident.
TVC News. First with breaking news.
Okay, folks, welcome back. And to our next story. You know, reprieve seems to be on the way for prison inmates in my country, your country. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has expressed a desire for eligible prison inmates to vote in Nigerian elections. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, made this known while playing host to the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Mwakuche, in his office. Now, Professor Yakubu said the right to vote is human rights, which cannot be taken away. Meanwhile, INEC has received a total of 151 letters of intent from associations seeking registration as political parties. Dotu.
Well,
maybe you want to start from there. 151.
It's everybody's right to associate.
Okay. And get registered.
And get registered once you meet all the
criteria.
You must. Not one must be missing. Though we've been complaining about the requirements for registration of political parties. We've been complaining. But that is still the law. And once the law is not changed, there's very little you can do. Because for me, I believe that not all parties need be national in outlook. Just like the way we are doing with the banks. Let's have parties that just want to control a state. Let's have those who want to control particular local governments. Those who want to bid nationally can do so. And let them be the ones to go and struggle with having presence in 774 local government areas.
Okay.
You know, it's important.
How does BKO weigh in here?
Yeah, I still don't understand why 151 groups would want to be registered as political parties. I still don't understand. We don't need so many political parties. We need to strengthen the ones that we have. And power people within the ones that we have should make it easier, especially for young people, to be able to play decent roles. They need to make it easier for women to also play key roles in those political parties. It's not by proliferating political parties all over the place that we are going to have an impressive political culture. No.
So at the moment, we have 18 official parties.
Yes, and some of those, I will say that most of those 18s are not even, some of them merely exist in name. They can't win an election. If an election is conducted even within their home state, some of them cannot win. Because there are wives who will not vote for their husbands. So it can be that bad. So they should focus more on strengthening the ones that we have, and let's encourage INEC through the NGOs that we have, through the activism of those NGOs, to improve on electoral reform. Let's have consistent electoral reform that will make more and more people participate in the electoral process. But right now, enough people are not participating in the electoral process.
One can recall that in the Second Republic, we have 5 frontline parties, even though there were others. Your NPN, GNPP,
UPN.
NAP, NAP, and
PRP.
Yeah, you know. So at the moment, we have key ones. The APC is the PDP, Labour Party, and now the ADC is attempting...
But there was something BK said. These big parties are being controlled by few people.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem is.
By what you call plutocrats.
You know,
that's why some people don't want to go there. They believe that they won't be allowed to function effectively there. So they believe that the solution is to set up their own party. It's not, that's not the solution.
It's not really.
Move into some of these parties, young people.
Especially.
Young people, they have the population.
Yeah.
You know, they are the most dominant demographics when we come to voting in elections. So they need to get into these political parties.
Yeah.
You know, use their number as strength. But the big people, they are the ones who take the decisions. They determine who can contest. They determine who they should sell even the forms to.
Okay.
So for this reason, people will then think, okay, we know that they won't allow us to get into the party and be relevant. So let's start our own. But the other broader issue is the matter of
allowing inmates,
whether to allow
inmates
so
to cast a ballot.
The argument is that in Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, this is already being done. But what INEC is saying is that yes, courts affirm their rights to be able to vote in elections, but it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there, and it's not going to be easy for INEC to simply go take ballot materials to. You have to register them. You have to create constituencies within the prison walls.
Yeah,
we have more than 51,000. What's it called? Inmates.
As we sit here.
Yes, we have more than 51,000, and a lot of them are not even convicted. So, who are the people who can vote? Can somebody who has been sentenced to death or life imprisonment, can he vote, for example? That has to be defined. And then how do you set up polling units and constituencies in those areas? Will election observers be able to come in and witness? Because we treat prisons as places where people should not go to know that. Will political parties be able to come and campaign within the prison walls?
Would it be allowed?
Will it be allowed? And if you don't allow people to campaign, you've already breached some of the principles.
Okay.
Because people should be able to campaign to, it's like a willing buyer, willing seller. I want to vote for me. I should be able to tell you what I have in store.
Yeah.
So it means that campaigns will be happening inside the prison walls. Politicians are free to come in and promise. And then agents too. Party agents have to have access. So these issues must be cleared. We need to know who among prisoners can vote. Is it the people who are waiting trial? Because a good number of people you see in prisons actually are waiting trial. Then are they the people who, those condemned, for example, condemned to death, are they people I still think that there should be a clarity on this matter.
But even Dr. knows that those on death row have been there for months and months now.
That's another debate that has been going on in the past week. And then maybe to add to that question, how fast can INEC transfer voter cards to those polling units for those prisoners or for those inmates? Because that's another thing. You can't just take your card and go and vote anywhere. Your name must
be cleared.
And you know, it's a system for INEC. You must apply. Your card must be moved to that particular polling unit. How easy would that be? There are so many questions
one
to
expects that government, which is mooting the idea, would set... would set the machinery in
honestly,
motion.
I don't think INEC wanted this, but people approached the courts, and the courts affirmed their right to vote. So now INEC and the correctional service officials, they need to sit down and work out how this can work. Maybe it's too soon for the next election.
Yeah, it
maybe.
Definitely.
But
because even the one on diaspora voting has been long.
We've been asking for it. They've not done anything about it.
Not been able to.
Or what do they call it? This voting that comes earlier than the rest of us. They are saying soldiers, for example.
Journalists, inclusive.
Journalists, soldiers should be able to vote.
Special workers.
Ahead of others. So that on election day, they will be able to play their role without hindrance. So they think that should happen. That is also one of the bills before the House of Reps.
So I think what we have before us is, it reminds me of the saying, there's a difference between a good sounding idea and an idea that sounds good.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, our next story now. A former Jigawa State governor and prominent member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, wants the party to apply the big stick by sacking the FCT minister and immediate past governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and a former Benue State hemsman, Samuel Otom. The list includes former Abia State Governor Okeze Ikpeazu. They are all accused of anti-party activities. In his words, PDP must show leadership by punishing members who openly worked against its interest. The experienced politician backs former President Goodluck Jonathan for the 2027 presidential race. Biko, you want to start from there?
Is it whether Jonathan will...
From there, bottoms up.
Yeah, I think the matter of Jonathan is the court that can determine. Yes, I know that a court in the Federal High Court in Enugu pronounced him fit to contest. But there are those who say that once the amendment has been made to the law, that it automatically takes away his right to vote, to be voted for. And I'm inclined to believe some of what, because I was speaking with a lawyer today who told me, see, when an amendment is made, it assumes that the amendment itself is as old as the document. Our Constitution was given back to in 1999. It's called the 1999 Constitution.
As amended.
Yes. They are saying that once an amendment is made, it assumes the age of that document.
Okay.
That is what a lawyer told me. And if that is the case, it means that President Jonathan cannot
take part.
Yes. But some lawyers are saying, oh, Jonathan left office in 2015. The amendment came in 2018. And for that reason, an amendment that came 3 years after he left office is not binding on him. But we are not lawyers. Yes, there was a judgment that came before the 2023 election, which permitted him to go and contest. That judgment was not appealed.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that another court of coordinate
cannot vacate it?
Jurisdiction cannot start another action. You understand? Because his own judgment is not binding on any court of coordinate jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Because you are not, the court is not superior to maybe another court.
On like the same level.
Yes. The state high court, for example.
Yeah.
They are deemed at par with federal high court, although with different jurisdictional boundaries and all that. So they are saying Jonathan cannot contest. But I know that when that time comes, when Jonathan decides to listen to those who want him to contest, we'll see people go up to try and test the law, test the amendment. But I want to agree with those who said when an amendment happens, it assumes that it's as old as the law, the law book itself, or the constitution itself. So, and the guy gave me an example that was really convincing. Okay. You cannot say that, oh, because the amendment didn't happen in 1999, somebody can bring up a matter, an old matter. No, it's assumed that once it's amendment, the law takes effect immediately, and from the time when that constitution becomes operational. So that's if that's the case, then Jonathan cannot contest.
So
but
it
those who are
precludes him from running.
If the argument of that lawyer
is
right, then he cannot run, because it's assumed that the amendment is as old as the law. I mean, as the constitution itself. But those who want him point to the fact that during his time there was prosperity. He's somebody that is a listener, and for the North, if Jonathan comes in, Jonathan will only be able to do one term. But if a new person, a new Satana, because PDP has zoned the presidency to the South after their NEC meeting of almost 2 weeks ago. Now, because of that, Jonathan will spend only one term. Which will be favorable to Northern Nigeria. But if a new person, maybe a Peter Obi, for example, emerges, he may promise you that he will do one term. But everyone knows that politicians, once they get there, they will say, oh, no, it cannot work. There is so much work to do. Anyone who thinks that he can fix Nigeria in 4 years, I think they should learn from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because some things, we want to build a gigantic road from here to Badagry, to Sokoto. It takes time. You want to do the coastal road, it takes time. In some cases, you want to do road, especially in your south-south. The months that you have for reconstruction to take place, they are no more than 4 months.
4 months maximum.
The rains,
the rains won't allow you to work.
4 months.
So, I think that ultimately, yes, people are nostalgic about Jonathan because the economy was doing well during this time, but whether he can contest is a matter that only the courts can decide.
As it is. Doctor, but let's go to the top. Former Jigawa governor wants PDP to apply the big stick. Kick Wike, Autumn, former governor of Abia, Ikwazu.
Let's say people who are part of the G5, mostly. Well, this has been known for a very long time. But, the argument is always there. A party needs oxygen, like every human being to breathe. And the only oxygen that political parties understand is money. So when you want to kick people out, you must be sure that you are not kicking the oxygen of the party out.
Okay. Because Minister Wike has dared the PDP to touch him.
Yes, we've seen it in the past. You can't take out people who fund your party. You can't. It's almost impossible. Even when you take them out, you'll discover you have a huge gap in that party. And from what we have seen with political parties in this republic in Nigeria, the governors and appointed appointees are the ones who give them that oxygen to survive. So you need to watch it. You need to know where you want to go. When we have a rebirth of our political parties, where the people who pay their weekly or monthly dues are the owners of the party, then you can kick anybody out. If it was that easy to kick out, these people should have been kicked out when they were in power.
Okay.
You know, and they are still together. They work with Nyesom Wike, who has a political appointment that is sustainable, on which the party can thrive. So, what they need to do is to get together and resolve their differences. It's not about kicking people out. There are people who are within your party who are fighting you, and there are people who will stay out of your party and keep fighting you. So you don't make more enemies for yourself. PPDP is almost as good as dead. It needs everybody to get its life back, not the infighting.
BK, so when Otto von Bismarck said that politics is a game of, the politicians believe in the impossible, do you see this happening?
If you do not believe in the impossible, right, you can't be a very good politician. Because I see people, they are aspiring to contest, they start calling them Your Excellency. Your Excellency. Your Excellency.
Incoming.
Excellency.
Incoming.
They know he will not win, no. Nigerians are bad people. Incoming. They know he will not win, no. But they will be hailing him, my incoming, my chair. He wants to contest for chairman. I say, my chair. They already calling him chairman. They already calling him my excellency. Somebody that cannot win even his word. They know. So once you indicate, they want to say those things that you will be happy to hear. Well, in the case of Sule Lamido, you must remember that Wike ran that party for so long. Sponsored people
money from
elections. Yes. Okay. He sponsored people for elections, and a lot of them are still loyal to him. I still know a few governors who are loyal to even Wike in the PDP today. Really? That's why he has survived, because some of them are not prepared to stab him in the back. They are not prepared to stab him in the back. That is the problem. So it's not enough to simply say, okay, they must send them packing, they are enemies. And PDP is threatening people that they must not adopt President Tinubu, you know, as their next president and all that. If you threaten them, they will eventually leave the party for you. In any case, people are leaving the party in droves. Okay. What they can do is get a very strong person that the whole party can rally around. Once they're able to do that, this wave of defection will stop. They'll be able to stop. It's important for them to stop this wave of defection.
Stem that.
Yes, stem that tide. Once you're able to stem it, and you can find a big figure around whom the members of the party can, you know, rally, then PDP will be on the path to bouncing back. What they are doing now, they are looking for unwilling suitors. They approach Peter Obi. Peter Obi should come back to the party. They are now is Jonathan that they also want to bring back now. They are desperate now, trying to bring some of their past people. But those guys have gone. The horses have left the stable. There's nothing they can do about it, because I know that someone like Peter Obi will not go back to PDP. I know he would rather stay in his Labour Party and fight it out, because he knows he will not get the ticket of the ADC except he's fooling himself. So he said this Labour Party is his best bet, and his people will feel comfortable there.
All right, Dikbo, I thought you were going to react to the Jonathan angle.
No, I actually have just been hearing it like other people. I've not been able to.
I don't hear him.
I've not been able to say this is somebody who is close to him enough to say he has agreed to run. I've not heard that.
And some folks would remind you that you know, you tend to laugh over it. They would remind you that in Jonathan's time, rice was 7,000 naira.
That's true. That's true. And Nigeria was second fastest growing economy.
Yeah.
So, but it still doesn't mean that the man wants to come back. You know, before the last election, there were so many permutations. It's just 2 weeks for him to run. He's going to go to APC and go and, so many permutations. And I think it's time we just allow the man be and wait for him.
His wife has already said he doesn't want to go back to that place.
Wait for him. The wife was at a function yesterday, and I think she's at peace. Peace is at peace with herself.
No wonder. No. Again, let me quote Otto von Bismarck. He said, politics is not an exact science.
It's not.
It is an attitudinal enterprise.
Not even in Nigeria. More so in Nigeria,
All right. Okay, let's give you this now. Our journalist Hangout special today has elected to beam its searchlight on boosting agriculture productivity. Aaron BKO, he is here, undertook a pictorial tour of the facilities of Origin Tech Group, a Nigerian agri-tech and food systems company. He had a revealing chat with the CEO of the conglomerate, Prince Samuel Joseph Samuel. Shall we all go there? Here's a background story.
This one. What is this one?
It's Rich Taka.
Huh?
It's Rich Taka.
Okay.
They call it telehandler, but you can use it to reach high, remove things from the container, construction, agric, and use it on the farm for silage management.
This one's our irrigation equipment.
Yes, it's called horse rail.
Hose rail. Yeah.
Now, this is the rail, this is the hose. What this one does, this one can manage up to 5 to 25 hectares of land. Okay. But about the dry spell.
Yes.
When you have dry spell, during the dry spell, you roll out things like this and use it to irrigate your farm.
Okay.
So what it does is that you connect it to a well, and then you have the pump here, and then as you pump the water,
yes,
the pump here or the sprinkler goes like this. The sprinkler will travel 50 meters and will sprinkle around, and then of course it will be moving to sprinkle more land. So this is 550 meters long, half a kilometer.
The hose, yes.
Yes, it will sprinkle it, and then it will come back sprinkling it, and then you move it to another. So it will sprinkle 50 kilometer radius, and then it will go like that and sprinkle and sprinkle. So we have large stock of consignment. This is a silage maker. We have crisis with farmer herders in Nigeria.
Yes.
Why do we have it? We have it because during the wet season, most of the stock, corn stock, wheat stock,
yes,
and the rest of them that we harvest are supposed to be processed and kept in bales. These bales is what you use to feed the animals in dry season. Unfortunately, those stock are not harvested, they are not used because there are no equipment for them. So you now have the farmers who are herders move their cattle to a place where they can find feed during dry season.
Yes.
And then that's when you have this crisis. But what we are doing with some of this equipment is to see how we can transform that and have more of our farmers begin to use modern equipment. And what do we do with this? Really, it's not about just selling it to all farmers. It's about those who can afford it. Some young people will come to your farm after you have harvested your maize. They will buy the stock. They will harvest it.
Yes.
They will process it, and then they will sell this silage to farmers to use to feed their animals. Is it cows? Whatever you have. In the country currently, these products are not being stocked because this commercial farming is not as encouraged as it should be, and that's the change that we are bringing to the system. You can see also some of our tractors here.
These are the tractors.
Yeah, this is a tractor. we organized a program with the federal government called the Greener Hope. And the Greener Hope is designed to support farmers in Nigeria.
Yes.
Not only provide tractors, but provide all that farmers need in a place. So for example, the Greener Hope is to develop minimum 2,000 hectares of land in 1,000 locations across Nigeria.
Yes.
When you do that, you need to provide them with tractors, provide them with land levelers, provide them with land clearing, provide them with irrigation, provide them with harvesting, provide them with also storage, silos, dryers, and then provide them with markets. This is what Greener Hope is all about. And here we have over 2,500 tractors under the program in the first phase. Altogether, the project has 7,500 tractors. As you can see, the kind of tractors we have here, there are still a lot of them in our store. This is just a few that you can see. These are boom sprayers.
Boom
also
sprayers.
belonging to the program.
Boom sprayers.
Yes, to spray agrochemicals and fertilizer on the farm. This is what you have here. These are large tanks also, which
large tanks.
Large boom sprayers actually, but motorized.
Okay.
This one is 2,500 liters. This one is just
to
about
spray
800 liters. Yes, agrochemicals, fertilizer,
yes.
and things like that. Yeah. So we can.
Is it organic fertilizers you are talking about?
Yes, we have all kinds of fertilizer. We have, of course, some that are chemical based. These pickups are some of the things we're talking about. Farmers and extension service supports under the Greener Hope also get pickups, which is why we have these stocks of pickups here. So the program is ready to start. I must say that Mr. President has been audacious in approach to agriculture. It has been slow in starting, but it's not without a clarity of goals for the system.
So these tractors will help move produce?
Yes. So you have the trailers.
Are these another
These are
kind of tractor?
Each one of this was about 85,000 euros.
85,000 euros?
Yes.
Let's see. Moving close.
This is made in Britain.
Wow.
Yeah, it's made in London.
This is fancy. I see these tractors.
Where is the key?
High capacity tractors.
Yeah.
Made in Britain, costing 85,000 euros per unit.
We are the only company that stocked them in Nigeria.
Wow. What makes this one special?
Well, this one, even though it's 125 horsepower, we pull a bigger room and plow. Now, the smaller one, which is 75, will probably pull a 4-disc harrow. This one will pull probably a 32-disc harrow. So this will cover 5 times what that one will cover, or 6 times, even though it's just twice the size.
Yes.
But it has more capacity, and that's why bigger farmers make bigger profits than the smaller farmers. So you have that, and we have another one there, which is much bigger one. But there is something here we want to show you. We are not just about tractors, we are about agric in totality. Everything end to end. These are fertilizer spreader, and they are also grain trailers.
Fertilizer spreaders.
Yes, you can use them to spray manures, spread manures. Okay. When it moves, this rolls, and this mechanism here, and it spreads fertilizer. It can also spread cattle and chicken dung on your farm. This is a 7.5 tons, 15-ton trailer. They are big and they carry more goods. When you finish using them, you use it to transport your crop after harvesting.
Yes.
And that's why they have discharge points here. You load your crop, you take them to the silos, and then you offload them at the silos. That's basically what it is. So we are about taking agric for Nigeria to the next level, and we have quite a large chunk of that. Now, this is also something that nobody has in the country. This is what we call the land leveler.
Land leveler.
Yes, you can call them the grader. Now, in many farms in Nigeria, you see the lands are not too balanced.
Yes.
And with this, you will use to cut the high area to the low area and then level the land, and that's why we have large circle there. It's all about greener hope, and this is about the goodwill capital of Mr. President, which he has brought about. We have very high hopes that this time around, agri will work. So it's all about what are the impediments and removing them one after the other. I can show you something else over there. That's a 155 horsepower tractor. That's what is about 100,000.
That's the green one?
Yes, the green one.
It's bigger than this one?
It's bigger. It's a Deutsch tractor. We brought this tractor and started using it in 2012. So it's an old tractor. It's our old tractor. So we didn't just start today.
Yes.
It's one of our old tractors which we bought in 2012. It's still working. It's still very much working. The challenge with most of this equipment sometimes is that if you don't have the kind of contiguous land to use them, there's no point taking them out. They are not for small land at all. These are heavy equipment, all for agri, 95 to 100,000. These are German tractors. Italian German tractors. It's a Deutsch far tractor. Okay, it's open now. And some of these tractors drive themselves. They have a telematic systems that all you need to do is to program your farm, and you put your plow, and then they can do their work without anybody operating them. This particular one. Even that one too can do that. So people talk about implement and equipment. There are implement and there are implement. There are tractors and there are tractors. So it's not just about buying tractors from anywhere. It's about buying what we serve the people for a long time and buying from the right company. Yes. For us here in Origin Group, we are here, we are not running anywhere. We are not just dumping equipment. We've been here for the last 20 years. We've been doing the same thing, and we've been talking about the same thing in the last 30 years, and we believe that it is a way for Nigeria, and that's why we are so committed to it. And as you can see, the investment, we can just this giant. This is another equipment that we have here. This particular equipment requires a lot of support to move it.
Okay.
And it's one of the biggest we can have. Only that tractor can move it. And
the green tractor?
Yes, the green or the red one. And basically the same thing. It breaks the land. So most of the challenge with productivity of our land is that we don't prepare the land well enough. So after you have leveled the land, you break the land, you bring this. This is a drum that breaks the land. This is a drum that rolls the land. And these are things we are going to begin to use. You can
This one breaks it?
Yes, this is breaking the land. This is also flattening the land so that you can plant well, harvest well. It's always about that. You can see that planter there. Those are the things the big tractors can do that. This will plant about 100 hectares a day.
This one?
Yes.
It's a planter. It's a planter?
Yeah.
To plant about 100 hectares
yeah.
per day. Wow.
So where other ones are doing 5 hectares, this will do about 100 hectares. So it's...
That's the difference between man and equipment.
So we have all of these equipment all ready to go for agriculture in Nigeria.
So planters, you can see.
They are all planters. They are big ones, not small. These are 16 rows. The average one you have is 4 rows. And then you have 24, 36 rows. That's very long.
So this goes. This goes.
Yes, this house, yes. This one. So you... Where is the stoner?
Tell me what this one is.
This is the stoner. So when you go to the farms, you see that some farms have some prevalence of stones in them. Small pebbles and stones. What you use this machine to do, because you don't want to destroy your implements and the rest of them, is to destone the farm. So you run this through the farm, and then you remove all the stones on the farm. And after that, you can then use your other equipment like planter, your seeders, that are very technical and very expensive. So basically that's what. So you see the machine I was showing you earlier.
Yes.
This is grass. It takes grass this way and converts it to this. And this is for animal. But not only that, it then converts it to this. And it's not properly, it will wrap it and keep it for minimum of 1 year.
Wow.
So with this, all the farmer other crises are gone. They should be minimum. Because the whole idea is that there is no grass. So when the grass are growing, harvest them, process them, and keep them. When it is dry season, you don't have grass, take what you have stocked and give them.
Yeah.
That's the difference we need to make. It looks simple, but we have not done them all these years. And that's what we are doing at Origin. That's the difference we are making. It's a work in progress, but we believe we'll get there with time.
So there is the president need to address the farmer header crisis because it's affecting agri-production on a big scale.
Continuously.
So you are saying this is one big
it's a big move. It's a big step
to put an end to
we
that.
have to take, yes. When we praising the president for establishing the livestock ministry, the next thing to do is to move into solving all the problems that are there and partnering with investors like Origin Group to ensure that we can set up all the necessary infrastructure in each of the locations. And seriously, we have something to start with in Nigeria, in stock. We have something to start with. We can start tomorrow. We can start tomorrow.
You've got all it takes.
Yes.
Yeah, Dr. The man is here. Let's ask him. You went, you saw, and your third eye was opened.
And I was amazed.
Okay.
Some of the equipment I saw there are not anywhere else in Nigeria. And my eyes are a lot more open now
Okay.
To the fact that if we have the right tools, we will improve agri-production. Our farmers are suffering. You can imagine one planter.
A planter
can do 100 hectares a day.
100 hectares.
And then you put people on the rice field, they're doing it themselves, they'll be tired. When they get home, the next day they are too weak to come out and work.
No. Otherwise, mechanized farming, here we come.
Yes, if we bring technology into agri-production,
yes,
we'll be able to prepare our land adequately. We'll be able to tractorize far more cultivated land that we have now. As a country, we should be able to do a lot more cultivation to be able to feed our people. What is Lagos?
Because we used to do it.
Yeah. No, we cannot get out of this mess unless we tell ourselves that our approach will be mechanized in nature. And the equipment that we've seen, look at virtually everything that you need to do, whether it's irrigation that you want to, whether it's planting that you want, whether it's destoning, because you have to remove stones from the land. You know, they damage the equipment. Whether it is land preparation, cultivation, everything that you need to do, there's equipment to do it. You don't have to physically use your hand to do these things.
Doctor, were you not amazed? A particular machine will take leaf, herbs and shrubs and prepare food for cattle, for grazing.
That's amazing. And the major takeaway from there was this preservation.
Yes.
Because that is one area where we are far behind the rest of the world. You see people eating something like maize all year round, which we call corn, all year round in other parts of the country. They don't even, world, they don't even have the species that we have here.
Yes.
And here, once you see it for a while, you go and ask the next time, they say it's no longer in season.
Yeah.
And they preserve it in other places.
But give it to Lagos, so we eat maize almost all year
it depends on which part of the of Lagos you are. It depends on which part of Lagos. So
come to our side.
I won't come to your side. These are the things we can do, and I think people like this should be given the encouragement.
Gentlemen, it is possible. We can break the jinx.
It is a lot possible.
Yes, it is.
Our government should focus now on encouraging the farmers.
Yes.
If farmers will have access to fertilizers, access to pesticides, chemicals that they need, if they will have access to equipment like this, because everything that the farmer would want to do by himself, there's equipment for it. There are planters, even equipment that spreads fertilizer for you. He showed me whether it's organic fertilizer we are talking about as horse dung or chicken dung or any form of fertilizer. They have equipment that helps you to spread the fertilizer. So what else does the farmer need to do with his hand that equipment cannot do? And the people who have access to machinery, they are the ones who produce a lot more.
All right, gentlemen, I hear time is a master. We must begin to pack our bags and baggage.
It was really an eye-opener for me. I know, and apart from what I saw, I haven't even seen anything. Because they have a much bigger place.
You ain't seen nothing yet?
No.
All right.
But I'm impressed with what I've seen, and I think our president must give all the support that he can, so that during his time, we can say Nigeria moved several steps higher in agriculture.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. I want to thank you for your intervention.
Thank you so much.
And BKO for your perspectives.
Thank you.
There's another show next week, but not to worry. That's just about it for our show today. If you missed any part of this, join us later tonight at 11:30 for our repeat broadcast. But we'll resume our normal, regular episode at 5 tomorrow. Join us then. But let me also repeat tell you we're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye for now. Take care.
Ogun gbata ma gbogun yẹn a rí wọn lógun yẹn a dẹ̀ rí results ogun yẹn lára wọn nísìnyí mọ́mì mi ti wà òkè gan wọ́n dẹ̀ ti rìn ibùdó gan kò disturb iṣẹ́ mi mọ́ èmi gan lọ sí ẹnu iṣẹ́.
I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian.
Hello, fellow Nigerians. I'm Larry Saunilu, the Director General of the National Orientation Agency. A relatively short history since independence, remarkable achievements have unfolded. However, we can only acknowledge these successes if we choose to focus on the positive. Remember, you cannot see the light if you keep your eyes closed. Great things are happening to many Nigerians. Our country is a land of opportunities for those who are positive. At the National Orientation Agency, we are committed to highlighting the many uplifting stories under the Renewed Hope agenda. We invite you to listen to the testimonies of fellow Nigerians who are experiencing the positive impact of government initiatives and Nigerian environment. Nigeria is thriving for millions in extraordinary ways, but it requires a mindset of optimism and a heartfelt love for our country to truly appreciate this progress. Join us on this journey of growth. Our cup is half full, not half empty. Embrace positivity and be a proud Nigerian. I am a proud Nigerian.
Orúkọ mi ni ẹni tá ń wá Agbọ̀nọjà. Mo wá ní number 4 Ìlàjẹ Street, Majudu ní Navy Base. Nigeria happens to us. Gbà tí mo wà pẹ̀lú mọ́mì mi, mo ò lè lọ bíṣẹ́. Mọ́mì ní rheumatism ẹsẹ̀, wọn ò lè kúrò nílé. So èmi mò ń tọ́jú wọn, ó dẹ̀ affect iṣẹ́ mi gan. Àwọn ará